Welcome to the Song Mentorship Podcast. Since we're right in the middle of the season here in Phnom Penh, we thought it would be the perfect time to talk about one of Cambodia's most important holidays.
Absolutely.
We have some questions and answers all about Bun Pchum Ben, so let's stay tuned.
All right, so let's start with the basics. What is the basic meaning of Bun Pchum Ben?
Well, you could call Bun Pchum Ben Ancestors' Day. It's a really special 15-day festival here in Cambodia where we honor our ancestors, and I mean going back 7 whole generations. The main idea is to feed their spirits, especially those who might be suffering, as what we call hungry ghosts, or pretas.
I see. Okay, that leads perfectly to my next question. I've heard the term King Ben as well. What is the difference between King Ben and Bun Pchum Ben?
Right, that's a great question because it can be a little confusing. Think of it like this. The whole festival is 15 days long. The first 14 days are called King Ben. That's when different families take turns going to the pagoda with food for the monks. Then, the 15th and final day is the main event. That's Bun Pchum Ben. It's a huge national holiday where absolutely everyone goes to the pagoda for the biggest celebration.
It really does feel like a major holiday. Why is this festival so important in Khmer culture?
Oh, it's huge. It's incredibly important because, it's all about showing deep respect for your parents and elders, what we call filial piety, and the spiritual connection we have with our ancestors. It's a time for families to get together, do good deeds, to build good karma, and really connect with those who came before us.
You mentioned hungry ghosts or pretas. That sounds pretty intense. So who are the pretas?
Yeah, it's a powerful idea. In our beliefs, pretas are spirits who are really suffering because of bad deeds in a past life. They're said to have tiny mouths and huge, empty stomachs, so they're always hungry and thirsty. The only way they can get relief is when their living relatives do good deeds and share the spiritual merit with them.
I see. Okay, that leads perfectly to my next question. I've heard the term offering food through monks. What is the origin story behind that?
Well, the tradition we follow today is linked to a famous story about king named Bimbisara. His relatives appeared to him as suffering ghosts, so he asked the Buddha what to do, and the Buddha explained that he couldn't feed them directly. The way to help was to offer food and robes to the monks. The pure merit from that good deed could then be shared with his ancestors, and that's what would finally nourish them and bring them peace.
That's fascinating. It sounds like the festival has really deep roots. How did it actually evolve over all that time?
It really does. The history is amazing because it evolved so much over centuries. It's like it happened in a few big phases. First, you have to go way, way back before the Angkorian Empire, when people practiced animism. They believed spirits lived in nature, so they would leave out food for them. That's the ancient root of it all. Okay, so then you fast forward to the great King Jayavarman VII around the 12th century. He was a devout Buddhist and started these huge official ceremonies at the temples to honor ancestors and create merit for everyone. He really elevated the practice. And finally, to get the festival we know and love today, we look to King Norodom in the 1800s. He's the one who officially structured the 15-day festival, set the chants, and made the story of King Bimbisara central to it all. He basically created the modern Pchum Ben.
I've seen people up really early for this. What exactly are the Bai Ben they are offering?
The Bai Ben. Yeah, those are little balls made of sticky rice, sometimes mixed with things like coconut or beans. People get up before dawn, go to the pagoda, and toss these rice balls onto the temple grounds. It's a special offering for the spirits who, for whatever reason, can't come inside the temple. It makes sure no one's left out.
So after those 2 weeks of King Ben, what's the main day, Bun Pchum Ben, itself like?
It's the grand finale. Honestly, it's a huge day of celebration. Families dress up in their best traditional clothes, and everyone heads to the pagoda. They bring elaborate food offerings, listen to special Dharma talks, and just spend time together. It's a beautiful culmination of all the merit-making from the 2 weeks before.
That's good to know. And what about dress code? What do people typically wear?
Right, that's super important. The key is really just to be modest and respectful. The traditional outfit is a clean white shirt or blouse and long, dark bottoms. For women, that's often the black sampat, which is a beautiful long skirt, and for men, it's usually black trousers.
It seems like the monks are central to the whole festival. What exactly is their role in all of this?
They are absolutely essential. You know, the monks are seen as a field of merit. By giving offerings to them, we are able to generate that positive spiritual energy for our ancestors. The monks are the intermediaries. They perform the chants, accept the offerings, and help transfer that merit to the spirit world.
So it's not just about the pagoda then. What else is happening during this time?
Oh, definitely not. It's a huge time for family reunions. Many people who work here in Phnom Penh will travel back to their home provinces to be with their parents and relatives. People cook special foods, especially Num Ansom, delicious sticky rice cakes, and they make sure to clean their houses and give gifts to their elders.
You've mentioned sharing merit a few times. That's such a beautiful concept. Can you explain a bit more about what that means?
I'd love to. It really is a beautiful idea. So when you do a good deed, like giving food to a monk, you create positive energy, or what we call merit. Sharing merit is when you consciously dedicate that positive energy to someone else. After making an offering, you say a small prayer to send that merit to your ancestors, hoping it eases their suffering and brings them happiness.
Okay, so for visitors or even locals who might not know, are there any specific things one should avoid doing at the pagoda?
Yeah, definitely. It's mostly common sense, but the main thing is to be respectful. It's best to avoid talking loudly, wearing revealing clothes or public displays of affection. Also, it's not really a time to ask your ancestors for things like winning the lottery. The real focus is on giving them merit and sharing the good things you've done.
That's a strong motivation. So what's the belief behind that? Why is it considered so bad if your ancestors can't find you?
Well, there's this strong traditional belief that our ancestors' spirits will visit 7 different pagodas looking for their living relatives. And if they go to all 7 and don't find anyone making offerings for them, they become so sad and disappointed, and it's believed they might give a curse that brings the family bad luck.
That makes perfect sense. So to wrap up, is Pchum Ben only for your own immediate family?
Not at all. And that's what I think makes it so special. While you're focusing on your own family, you also share merit with everyone. The spirits of people who have no living relatives, soldiers who died for the country, and really all beings. It's truly an act of universal compassion.
Okay, one last question then. Could you walk us through what a person actually does on the day of Bun Pchum Ben?
For sure. It's a very busy and meaningful day. So it starts super early, like 4 or 5 in the morning. People go to the pagodas to toss ben. Those are the rice balls for the spirits we talked about. After that, they'll usually stay to listen to the monks' Dharma recitals. Later in the morning, they'll go again, this time to pay respect to the Buddha statues and make special offerings to the monks. These are called the 4 requisites. Basically, everything a monk needs: food, robes, shelter, and medicine. Then, a really special part of the day is when families gather at the stupas where their ancestors' ashes are kept. They'll invite a monk to perform a ceremony called Bungsokal, which is a chant specifically to transfer merit to their departed forefathers. It's a really moving experience.
That's a really good point about sharing. It makes me think a lot of the focus seems to be on offering requisites, food and supplies, to the monks. Is that the main goal of the festival?
That's a fantastic question, and the answer is a little deeper than it looks. On the surface, it seems like the focus is on the monks, but that's not actually the ultimate goal. The real purpose of the offering is to generate merit so we can share it with our ancestors. The offering to the monk is the powerful method we use to do that. And actually, that spirit of giving isn't just for the pagoda. At home, we're also encouraged to give those same requisites, food, money, new clothes, to our elders, especially our parents, and also to siblings, relatives, neighbors, and those who might be in need. It's about a wider circle of care and respect.
I see. That makes so much sense. It's not just the act, but the intention behind it. Okay, I have one more practical question I've always wondered about. With so many people going to the pagodas, especially the big ones here in Phnom Penh, doesn't a lot of that food go to waste? I mean, the monks can only eat so much.
I totally get why people think that, and it's a fair question. It can certainly look like there is an overwhelming amount of food. But when you look closer, the system is actually amazing, and it's not really about waste at all. First, like we just said, the main purpose is sharing merit with our forefathers, and the offering is the vehicle for that. Also, it's interesting, we don't just give to monks. We can also give to lay people who are very devout, those who follow 5 or more moral precepts. They can also help us share that merit. And actually, as for all the leftover food, it definitely gets used. After the monks have eaten, all that food is shared with the people at the pagoda, given to the poor who come seeking help, and even shared with animals. It becomes a huge communal feast. There's even a system in place where some of the famous well-supplied pagodas will actually share their surplus food with more remote pagodas that might be struggling, so it gets distributed. So in short, while it looks like a lot, it's a system of sharing that's been part of our tradition for a long, long time. It only happens for a few days once a year, and we have ways to manage the abundance to make sure it gets to those who need it.
Wow, that's incredible. So it's a whole community network of sharing, not just an offering. I had no idea. That makes me think about the timing of it all. Khmer New Year is a huge holiday, but it's just a few days. So why does Pchum Ben last for a full 15 days?
That's an excellent question, and it really gets to the heart of what makes Pchum Ben so unique. There are a few really important reasons for the 15-day period. I'd say it comes down to 3 main things. First, there's a practical reason. There are thousands of pagodas all over Cambodia, right? To make sure that all the monks get enough food and support, especially in the really remote monasteries, the 15 days gives everyone a chance to contribute. The second reason, I think, is a bit more philosophical and really interesting. Our ancestors understood that people are usually so busy with work and daily life. It's hard to find time to do good deeds for yourself, So the 15 days is an encouragement, a long period to really focus on making merit. It's a reminder that this life is temporary. We all get sick, we all pass away. The festival gives us this extended time to help ourselves prepare for the future by doing good deeds now.
And the third reason for a longer Pchum Ben period is that it greatly improves the chance that our ancestors will actually receive the merit we share. Our deceased relatives can only benefit from our good deeds by a specific 3-step process. First, we, the living, must perform a good deed, such as giving alms to a virtuous monk or layperson who upholds the precepts. Second, we must clearly share the merit with them, often by saying something like, "May this merit reach my relatives, may they be happy." Third, our ancestors must be in a realm where they can receive this merit and become aware of our good deed and anumodana, to rejoice, to accept it. The process can fail if we perform the act with people who have broken their precepts, if we forget to share the merit, or if our ancestors are in a bad realm and cannot receive it. Since we can never be certain of the spiritual purity of the monks or lay people, and we don't know which realm our ancestors are in, the solution is simple. We do the ritual more often. By performing the ceremony frequently with different monks and lay people, we increase the likelihood that our shared merit will successfully reach our ancestors, ensuring their happiness.
By performing the ritual on multiple days, you create more opportunities for the merit to be received. This greatly increases the chance that your ancestors will get the spiritual support that you're offering them. And the final reason is all about community. During Pchum Ben, that first part of the festival, different villages or groups of families around a pagoda will have their special day or their turn to bring offerings. Then for the last 3 days, everyone goes to the pagoda together. This whole system is amazing for building solidarity, unity, and a sense of social responsibility. Everyone gets to participate and feel like part of the community.
That's beautiful. So the 15 days are practical, spiritual, and communal all at once. It's such a well-thought-out tradition.
Exactly. There's a deep wisdom to it.
This has been so enlightening, really. Thank you. You've taken us from the basic meaning of the festival all the way through its deep history and into the spiritual intentions behind every action. I feel like I understand Pchum Ben on a whole new level now.
I'm so glad to hear that.
I can't thank you enough for taking the time to share all of this with us, especially on a Sunday morning right in the middle of the festival itself. Your explanations were so clear and welcoming.
Oh, it was my absolute pleasure. I'm so happy to talk about it. And to everyone listening, I just want to wish you all peace and happiness during this special time. May you and your families generate a lot of merit, and may all your ancestors receive it and be at peace. Suk Sabai.
That's a beautiful thought to end on. Thank you again. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to Song Mentorship.